Welcome back. This is a butternut squash and it makes a wonderful dish if you're having a dinner party and you've got vegetarians present, because they always lose out and sometimes you really want something special for them. The idea is we cut it in half, or you ask somebody else to do this because mine hasn't come out very halfy, but never mind. A big half and a small half. I'm going to just remove the seeds, and the chickens like these, so you just scrape them out, a bit like doing a melon. These often are not that expensive and they look so impressive on a special occasion, and I think they taste rather nice. Right, now you need a knife and you're just scoring. Which is pretty straightforward, isn't it? And that's probably the most difficult part of this preparation. It really is easy. Okay, I'm now going to put these on an oven proof tray and take some oil. I've got a nice blend here. So I've just generously covered them, and that's all I'm doing to them at this stage. Now I'm going to pop them into an oven and leave them there for 40 minutes, which gives me, it'll take me 10 minutes to prepare the stuffing, because we're making these and they just look so good, which is why we're doing them, because they're a pretty colour. Now, the next phase is to make up some stir-fry vegetables, but I want them to be quite small so as they fit nicely on the top. We're not doing masses and masses and masses, we're doing small quantities, because I'm only filling up those two items, both halves, in the little holes. I want it to look nice, so I don't want it to be empty or look mean, but I'm not trying to do mountains. So here I've got a small onion. These onions are quite sweet, which is quite nice really. And I'm using half a red pepper, literally half, no more. And I've got some bean sprouts. But you could use something else. You could use very thin slithers of carrot. You could use green pepper. I'm using these because I thought the colour combination would be quite nice, that's all. And also I was looking for something juicy and sweet to go on the inside. There, that's my half a pepper. And the reason I'm making them quite small is because they're easier to stack. And we're stacking the vegetables after we cook them. You can add herbs, you can add whatever you want to this. I've got some oil in a pan that I've just cooked some onion in. So I'm going to cook some more onion in. Some bean sprouts. Just a little of everything. If you wanted to add some seeds, some nuts, you can, not a problem. If I were doing it for a vegetarian who was not having anything else much, maybe a bit of salad, I would definitely put some nuts. Chestnuts are nice, and I would toss them in this as well. Now, I leave them to soften, and this mixture here is equal quantities of a Parmesan cheese and breadcrumbs. But if you didn't want to use breadcrumbs, or you haven't got any bread, then you could grind up into a fine powder some oats. That would work nicely. Also, you could cut down your Parmesan and replace it with almond powder. There's quite a lot of possibilities here. But this is so pretty because of all the colours. So I'm adding these because I think green, red and the orange and the white, it just makes it pretty. And I'm not adding a lot. These are pumpkin seeds, but you can add whatever you want. And I think if you've got 3 colours, it just makes food so attractive. Now you can see this is beginning to cook. I want to soften my bean sprouts a little bit because otherwise they're just going to fall off. And that takes 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm just going to turn the heat off, and it will be cooler and easier for me to manhandle to get it to look nice when they come out. Okay? So I'll just put that to the side and let them just sit there. They're not going to do anything. And we've got the 2 ingredients to finish them off. Well, it's had its full 40 minutes in the oven. And as a result, it's really soft and fondant, the French say. Now we add some flavour, and it really will be lovely. Now I'm just popping these in the little hole, which has actually grown, which is helpful. And there you are. Now that makes quite a substantial dish for a vegetarian. And it makes a really nice side dish for someone else. This just adds the finishing magic. There. I think I can put the last of it in there. And now you've got a cheesy, crumbly top that'll be crispy. And this now goes back in to finish off. And it won't take that long. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. We pop this back in. I'm using a slightly higher shelf now. And I'm going to put the oven up to 175. There you are. And we come back and you will see how beautiful it looks. Oh no, we got a doggy dog.
Hello, the dog. Are you being helpful?
Well, it's had its full 20 minutes and it's absolutely gorgeous. If you're trying to please a vegetarian, that will do it, I promise. Just look. This is fondant and it's beautiful and it's moist and it's gorgeous. This is crispy. We've got crispy topping here. And then underneath it's gone succulent. How gorgeous. So when you put a big roast dinner up for a family and the girlfriend or the boyfriend is vegetarian or your son or daughter is, this looks like as good to them as the roast meat does to us. And I think it makes a lovely supper dish anyway. A really nice dish. So if you have any of this left over, just chop it up when it's cold and pop it in a stock, and you end up with a soup, especially if you add a few tablespoons of cream at the end. So it's never going to be wasted. It's absolutely glorious. Enjoy.